Hey everyone, it's Diaz from Bugle Talks here. Today I interviewed a couple Spider-Man cosplayers and asked them which MCU comic or character they relate to, what is the most anticipated movie they wanted to see from Marvel, and the most inspirational movie quote from Marvel.
Hello everyone, I'm Jamie Lambie of Lambie Does Cosplay, and I'm going to be answering a couple questions here. Number one, we've got which Marvel character do you relate to the most? Well, this guy is an obvious choice. I actually find myself relating to Daredevil in a lot of ways. Simply put, Matt Murdock is a deeply complex character that is always asking questions and questioning himself based on the institutions that raised him, whether that's like in the eyes of God or in the justice system, and just sort of living with a lot of contradictions within himself. And while I'm not particularly religious, I do find it interesting to ask those questions of like, am I a good person? What is a good person? What does it mean to not be good 100% of the time? I find those questions deeply animating and interesting. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so drawn to his stories. So, yeah.
What up, guys? I'm Lower East Spider, which is Lower East Spider, all lowercase, one word. The first question is, which Marvel character do I most relate to? Which is Big Bertha. No, just kidding. Probably, I feel like it's a cop-out answer to say Spider-Man. Probably Scott Summers. I think Scott Summers is a character that is criminally slept on. I mean, maybe not so much anymore because of X-Men 97, but, you know, in the past, he's been really slept on. And I think the cool thing about Scott is that he will go to any length to protect his family. And Scott has this moral compass that is intrinsically a part of him by virtue of the fact that he was raised by Charles Xavier, but he also has so much of Magneto baked in there. And it's this fantastic juxtaposition between the two of them that results in a character that's just so well-rounded and so nuanced and so interesting. And because so many of us view comic books in this black and white way, it can be easy to lose Scott in the mess of, oh, he's just a bad guy now, or he's a revolutionary, or he's this and he's that, when in reality, he's really just trying to do what he thinks is the next best thing. So yeah, definitely gotta say Scott Summers.
Hey guys, MI Spider-Punk here. I got some questions from Just Diaz I'm going to answer. Which Marvel character do I most associate with? Spider-Punk, obviously. Love Spider-Man, have my whole life. And then adding the musical aspect and just kind of that rebelliousness of Spider-Punk just speaks to me and really enjoy the character.
Hey, what's up? I'm Deez Cosplays, and I think the MCU character that I relate the most to, technically not even an MCU character yet, but he will be soon in Daredevil Born Again Season 2, apparently, is Detective Brett Mahoney, which is a deep cut, I know. But if you remember at all, if you've seen the Netflix Daredevil show, he is this grizzled NYPD detective who has been friends with Foggy Nelson for a good many years. And I like to think that I relate to him because I'm a high school teacher, and I tend to react to kids asking for my help in the same way that Brett reacts to Matt and Foggy asking for his help, where it's mostly like, yes, what do you want? How can I help you today? I am joking. But I do really like his wry sense of humor. And he seems to have a good connection with the people that he cares about. So, yeah, Brett Mahoney.
Second question, which Marvel movie am I most ready for? I'm one of those people that is like hyper inclusive of anything as like a Christmas movie if it takes place on or around the holiday. So for me, Die Hard's a Christmas movie, The Princess Bride's a Christmas movie, and in that same vein, Into the Spider-Verse is a Christmas movie. So I just watched the Spider-Verse films recently, and I'm really excited for Beyond the Spider-Verse. They consistently find ways to push the envelope in terms of 2D animation, and oftentimes have a lot of significant things to say regarding that space. So I'm really excited for the third movie, not only to just continue the story we've been following for so long, but I hope it has something meaningful to say about the onslaught of generative AI, and I hope that it can add to that conversation in an interesting and meaningful way. So, yeah.
What upcoming Marvel movie am I ready for? Golly, there's so many good ones happening right now. I think that, like, at the end of the day, like, Brand New Day is definitely one that I'm you know, it's always on my mind. I'm always thinking about it. Who isn't right now? But, you know, Doomsday is one that I'm tentatively excited about. You know, at this point, if you haven't seen the spoilers, they're flying around everybody. But I'm not thrilled about Captain America coming back. I thought that was a really, really good ending at the end of Endgame. So I'm tentatively excited. And I love the X-Men. Obviously, I love Scott Summers. So anything that the X-Men are going to be a part of, I'm going to love, I'm sure. So that's a big one. If I had to pick one, like, tip-top, Beyond the Spider-Verse. I think the Spider-Verse movies are the best Spider-Man movies ever made, just bar none, you know, and I think that finishing the arc of Miles Morales, but also Peter B. and Gwen and Miguel and Hobie, oh gosh, Hobie. Like, I want to see all of that. And I think that the animation style is so revolutionary, and it's actually taking the genre forward. So we don't often get superhero movies that are like that, and that are made with so much love, even if it is taking a really, really long time. Kudos to the animators. Yeah, Beyond the Spider-Verse for sure.
Movie I'm looking forward to, obviously, Spider-Man, Brand New Day. I want to see some new villains, some new characters, and just see what the next step brings for Peter Parker.
Alright, what MCU project am I the most excited to see? I mean, there's a couple obvious answers. Avengers Doomsday, obviously, with all of the leaked trailers that have been coming out. I'm very excited to see what they do with that and how they converge all these stories. And the other obvious one, given this beautiful visage, is Spider-Man Brand New Day. Everything we've seen from it looks absolutely incredible. All of that practical web swinging, it just looks gorgeous, and I'm so excited to see it. Not to mention the leaked trailer, which we've already mostly seen. I'm assuming everyone that's watching this will have seen the trailer already. But it looks great, so very excited for that. And in terms of an MCU project that I hope gets greenlit at some point, Moon Knight Season 2! We need more Moon Knight, please! Please! Kevin Feige, can we please have more Moon Knight? That would be chef's kiss. It would be amazing, because Oscar Isaac was so good in that role. And I feel like he'd be wasted if he didn't get more screen time. So, Moon Knight Season 2, let's make it happen.
Third and final question. What is a inspirational Marvel quote, and why is it inspirational? Fantastic Four First Steps is probably one of the top 3 films of this year for me. I just had so much fun with it. And there's this brilliant scene where Sue Storm, played by Vanessa Kirby, is confronting this angry mob outside the Baxter Building, basically stating that she won't sacrifice her child for the greater good, and that they're all in this together. And it's a beautiful speech, the whole thing, but she caps it off with this really interesting thing of, we will face this together, we will fight this together, and we will defeat this together as a family. And while I think it's a little unrealistic how the whole world sort of banded together in that moment and the scenes following, I find it highly aspirational, and I hope to see that be a world of reality one day. So, yeah.
Inspirational Marvel quote. Why is it with great power comes great response. No, just kidding. I do think that mine's gonna change for sure. I think that right now, what it probably is a Peter B quote from the first Spider-Verse movie. I love this quote. Right before he drops into the portal at the end of the movie, he says, how do I know I'm not going to mess it up again? Right? And it's not necessarily like a lesson or anything like that, but it's everything that's baked into that quote. The fear, the anxiety of being Spider-Man at this age at which we don't usually associate, Spider-Man. And as a guy who's been doing the Spider-Man thing for like 10 years now, it starts to get into your mind how age associates with the character. Maybe you're not the ingenue anymore, and maybe you're getting older. And to see a character that means so much to you and that you identify so much with also have that same fear of every single day I'm gonna mess it up. Every day I'm gonna mess something up. Every day I'm gonna have a problem. It's immensely comforting, it's immensely inspiring, and it tells you that you can continue to carry forth the lessons from this character far into your life. There will never be a point at which you don't think you're going to mess it up. It matters how you get back up, which is really the crux of the Spider-Man character in general, right? So yeah, that's a really good one.
An inspirational quote, I'd say anyone can wear the mask. I just think that, everybody has the power within them to do anything that they want to do, make change, better themselves, help other people, and it's all within us to do anything that we aspire to do, and I think anybody can be a hero in any aspect of life. That's it. Hope you guys have a great New Year. See ya.
And then I think my favorite quote from Marvel, one of my favorite quotes from Marvel, the one that's in my head right now, is from Stan the Man Lee himself, from Spider-Man 3. He turns to Tobey Maguire and says, I guess one person really can make a difference. Enough said. I just like that. It's true. Everyone can make a difference. You don't have to have superpowers. You don't have to be special in a way that everyone can see. Everyone has the ability to affect the people around them positively and negatively, but we tend to focus on the positives. And I just think that's a beautiful quote that really encapsulates everything that Marvel stands for. Everyone is individual, everyone is unique, and we can all make a difference. So, that's it. Thanks for having me, Bugle Talks.